can jog one, that's fine. Walk one, but he's really struggling here. Look, I know they'd love to win. They'd love to get the warm-up games off to a great start, but there's just no point. Such a key figure to the side. Surely the management are sitting sideline thinking, oh, in 8 days' time, we might be able to get this guy right. No point in doing any more damage. Gets it over the top on cover. Another boundary for Hasratullah.
Well, that's the other thing. Have they got a second keeper in their squad? Because if they don't, it's too important to this team. Nice shot again, up and over. A little bit of width. The boundaries are flowing.
50 up inside the 7. He might be going. I think he might be going. Yeah, Mohammad Shahzad. And rightly so. I know it's a hard thing to do when you're up against a quality opposition in Pakistan. You've got your team off to a terrific start. Not easy, but I think he's doing the right thing here.
I think this is a smart decision. The tide hurts. And if it's nothing, you can come back later in the game. But to me, for him to be limping like that, it's obviously tweaked something, whether it is hamstring or calf. I think it's a really smart decision.
Rahmat Shah making his way out to the middle. Even if they had one more wicket at 51, he'll still be walking out in a pretty good position in the 7th over. So he's got time to make sure that he feeds a strike if he can to Hasratullah, who's taking the bowling on. Shahid Shah Afridi 3 overs, none for 34.
Nicely bowled again from Newcant. Just bringing the length back, mixing the pace up, going through his variations. Good practice for Pakistan bowling unit. Under pressure, they've got a batsman coming at them. 50 without loss in just 6.4 overs. So under some pressure, find a way to get this breakthrough.
Oh, wild swing on that occasion. Well, it's just taking some pace off that. Hasratullah, the boundaries. Just have a look at where these are taken from.
Yeah, and the pace is all the same as well. It's consistent speed. That's what Amir Khan's doing really well now. He's mixing his pace. Sorry, Muhammad Amir, not Amir Khan. Too many wonderful bowlers. One's a good fighter. Yeah, Muhammad Amir's just using that slow ball. So he can bowl at 140, 145 when he's trying to let it go. But again, at the moment with the field that's set, he's taking that pace off the ball.
Nicely bowled, nicely played. 7 overs gone, 52 without loss. .52 without loss. Mohammad Shahzad has retired hurt. We'll try and get some information on that. And we've got a change of bowling as well. Wahab Riaz into the attack. and swung away into the onside straight away. It's the one.
Yeah, that's quick as well. First ball, 146 Ks from Wahab Riaz. Yeah, good to see him back in the Pakistan team as well. Spent a bit of time out of their team. Very skillful. Extremely dangerous in the 2015 World Cup. That spell in the quarterfinal was unbelievable. Fast, accurate, aggressive. I think that's what Pakistan want from him. Pretty good numbers, a lot of experience.
That Shane Watson, Adelaide? Incredible spell. He's looking trim though. I said to Wasim Akram earlier, he's looking really fit and trim. It's the fittest I've seen him look for the last 2 or 3 years.
Not a bad warm-up ball, 146 Ks. If that's your warm-up, look out.
Just pulled away there. Not sure what that was about. We're looking straight down the ground. There's no issue around the sight screen or anything. Maybe he just wasn't ready.
Yeah, interesting to see Pakistan make those changes so late as well. Again, I feel like they probably thought we're going to go with these young guys through the England series, and even when Australia was in the UAE, that didn't work. So what I do like is that at least they've gone back to experienced players, guys that have been in this situation before, guys that have been on the big stage, been a part of World Cups. So I think that's their safety blanket as well. Sure, it's tough on the players that have missed out, but it's a wonderful opportunity on these senior players to come back in and really play a part in helping Pakistan try and win a World Cup.
Yeah, Junaid Khan and Fahim Ashraf, two that played through that England series and then were left out. Obviously Shadab Khan was always going to come back into the side. So sometimes too, Clarkie, that you bring your best fielder back, it can help lift the fielding effort as well, because he leads the pack. Shadab Khan, he leads this fielding attack. He's absolutely brilliant. Left, right, he fields in that crucial position at backward point. Sometimes that sort of presence back in the team can just lift the whole side as well.
Well, what it does is sets a standard. You know, I think of the likes of Ricky Ponting, Andrew Simons, you know, these type of guys when I was playing, they set a standard in that ring. So when you've got someone as good as those guys fielding at backward point, it just makes you say, okay, that's where we've got to be. You know, they're diving and saving every run and hanging on to that catch and getting that run out, then that's what the team needs. To say, great effort there. I say, I feel fielding is so much about your attitude. You can get that right, you can win games just on your fielding.
Yeah, spot on. Can't quite get there. Terrific effort. He'll be looking forward to getting the ball in hand as well, and just back in a competitive environment, bowling again. Tidy start for Wahab Riaz. Just the 3 runs from the over. 8 gone, 55 without loss.
Can't wait for this graphic. It's going to be banging.
For 9 in 8 overs Afghanistan, and very interesting stats here. Look at this, 2016, 21%, 140k plus deliveries Pakistan bowlers bowled. Come back to present 2019, only 10%, average of 54.9, and that shows the decrease in pace by Pakistani bowler, and that's where the problem lies, I believe.
Yeah, economy is high as well. So the pace has dropped, the economy is gone high. It should have been the other way around. Mohammad Hafiz is coming on to bowl. Should have been in early, especially against the left-hander, because news doing the circuit is that he's not as assertive against spin as he's against pace.
Very dangerous player, Hazratullah Zazai. I worked with him in T10 League just I think 4 or 5 months ago, if I remember, November last year, and he smashed every bowler in that league. His hand-eye coordination is amazing, and he's lost a lot of weight and even didn't recognize him at all. 28 of 18 deliveries.
This gives Afghanistan a great platform to attack. I think that is what they need from their top order, to be convincing and play with positive intent, because they've got the bowling. I think they can bang their 30 overs with spin. They can have decent paces really to support the spin department. I think they'll have a very good World Cup.
So he's got two fielder outside the circle in power play. He's got man at mid-wicket and of course mid-on.
Yeah, spin will test his footwork. It's been very good against pace. Let's see how he deals with his off-spin.
Definitely likes pace, Hazratullah. And he's very quick on a short pitch delivery as well.
The other thing that he can do is maybe develop his rotation of strike. That aspect of his batting needs just a little bit of doing. Oh, he's a big striker of the ball. That is bludgeoned through the offside. Picked up the length early and deposited it through point for 4.
He's got plenty of time to learn, Rambo. He's only 21 years of age, and he's very, very talented. Treat to watch. Look at that shot. It was a little short, little wide, and he played it beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh, the arm ball played well in the end. It's 60 without a wicket after 9. Attacking start by Afghanistan. Only 2 or 3 from 246 balls. If they play out 50 overs, they should win this. Shahzad retired hurt, 23 of 25. Is it a knee problem?
Looked like hamstring to me. So Wahab bowled his first over for 3 runs. Now he's into his second over. No sleeping pace. Final about out with circle. Square leg back. Down leg side wide.
Story with the bat, Pakistan. Quite amazing that they were off the boil on a ground where they hit England for 360 plus and then got bowled out for less than 260. Can't make head or tail of this, was.
Not really. I think it's a different pitch as well, a little slower, and obviously we saw the spinners turning the ball, especially Rashid, and then Najib bowled beautifully. Good variations from his, beg your pardon, yeah, Nabi.
Interesting pick, Wahab Riaz. Hasn't played an ODI in the last 2 years. I think he's drafted in because there's a bit of a panic attack in the Pakistan dressing room regarding the bowling options, and because he bowled those Yorkers wonderfully well at PSL, that he was called in last minute SOS.
Spot on.
It's well, and in the end, Shoaib Malik. Not as athletic as he used to be. He's 38 now, but still gives it a good go in the field.
Still is a safe fielder though, very experienced obviously. So now then, Zazai is facing Wahab Riaz. Third man back, square leg back on the boundary.
That's gone up in the air, safe, and 6. Just over the fence. Top edge, doing the job.
That was his first 6 with 7 fours in his short innings so far. 38 of 23 deliveries. Strike rate of 165. Top edge obviously went for the maximum, but that's his game.
Oh, that's gone over the infield. Shoaib Malik turning, twisting, twirling. It's 4. One bounce over the rope, once again clearing the front leg and hitting it just well enough to get to the fence.
I hope they worked on him because that's his strength. The short of a length delivery, he pulls and he cuts. Either it should be a bouncer or either it should be a short of a length delivery. They were slightly shorter. Good effort by Shoaib Malik in the end, but all in vain. One bounce into the fence.
42 of just 24 balls. Oh, that's gone. Hit beautifully for 6. That made a great sound. 4s, 6s galore. 78 without a wicket.
Look at this, a massive hit. It was the longest part of the ground and went into the stands. Second 6 of his innings with 8 fours already. 48 of 25.
Issue is that with 260 to defend, it needs just a knock like this, 50 in no time really to win the game. Margins are minimal for Pakistan. Current rate 7.8 not. It's been a heavyweight power play session for Afghanistan.
And if you compare it to Pakistan innings, Pakistan were 53 for 1 at this stage. We took our time. We looked a bit lethargic on the field when we came out to bat.
Rahmat is on 3 from 10 balls, so he can take a bit of time to get going because Hazrat Zazai is in great touch. Picked up the length early in his arc really because he's such a big hitter over towards mid-wicket and long on. It was an easy 6. Bit slower in pace so that he can get a little bit of spin from the surface. Hafiz, we saw Nabi to do that. Varied the pace beautifully, Nabi.
And he very rarely turns, and he turned one delivery to Haris Sohail that got his off stump. So spinners can be handy on this pitch. We got Shadab. Let's see how he bowls. We haven't seen him bowl. He hasn't bowled for a month, just over a month, because of his illness. Square leg is coming up.
Still persisting with a slip against Zazai, just 2 short of 50.
Look at his strike rate, 192.
Becomes just a little bit reserved in his approach when he's playing spin compared to what he has to offer against pace. And Hafiz's record against left-hander is phenomenal. 70% of his scalps have been left-handers. That's good batting. Playing it down the ground for a run.
Sensible cricket this. Attack when you need to.
There are only a few batsmen that can pull it off against pace and spin. So you'll have your deficiencies, your weak points, and good batsmen tend to work on the weak areas and not get out and keep it simple, be steady.
80 without it. Partly 70 out without wicket, couple of boundaries from Shahzad, and then it was all Hazratullah Zazai. Pull, hook, cut, top edge for 6, and then this was the biggest of the lot. I'm out of here. It's been a bit of a mismatch in the first 11 overs. Afghanistan way ahead of Pakistan. 183 from 234 balls is what we need. Quick another embarrassing win, embarrassing defeat for Pakistan. Shadab Khan is coming on to board. That's gone up in the air. Will this be taken? Shoaib Malik is going to get it. Lovely piece of catching from Shoaib Malik. Safe as a house, took it beautifully. I think it was how he approached that star that was so good to watch. Faced it brilliantly in the end, and Zazai falling just a run short of the 60 mark. Played brilliantly though. Yeah, he did. A very safe, a comfortable catch at the end by Shoaib Malik, the most experienced player in Pakistan side. He went with the spin, but got the edge in the end, and Shoaib Malik the head was still coming under the ball, and good catch in the end. Safe hands. Played well, Hazratullah. He goes from 49 of 20 off, but Afghanistan 80 for 1. Hashmatullah Shahidi is the new man in. ICC ODI ranking is 79. He's been given a great platform here by Zazai. Can Afghanistan make fist of things? This was a little needless because he was going so well. 149, and he found Pakistan's best outfielder in the shape of Shoaib Malik, who took a very, very good catch. That's a nice shot. That really is well played. So it bounced just a little bit more, so he had to adjust, and he adjusted well in the end. He waited for it, and then went after it. So a bit of turn so far from Shadab. He only got 2 deliveries so far for a wicket. An important one too. Pakistan can mount a bit of recovery. 2 wickets have gone down, so they need to bowl well in this little phase with the 2 newcomers at the crease. Yeah, get back some of the lost ground. And especially with 2 new batsmen, and he can always have a mid-wicket up, at least the first 2 deliveries, 3 deliveries of the over, and then eventually can go back. But that's
That's how we take wickets against the inexperienced batting side at this level. Another good delivery. He's getting the break, getting the grip.
It's a good start by him. A wicket off the first ball and won 3 dots on the trot. That is how you build pressure. That's what Pakistan needed, a couple of breakthroughs to give them a bit of breathing space. On target once again. Excellent start by Shadab. It's 82 for 1. Presence of Afghanistani fans and must be loving this opportunity to be part of an international event. Entry made by Afghanistan in this World Cup, and they're off to a very, very promising start here against Pakistan. 181 more to win. They can do this. Time to be bowling Hafiz against the left-handers. He likes this angle. Sure that long off is in correct position. Anything wrong with the sideboard? I'm not too sure. Well, he wants some adjustment to be made. I'm not too sure what's happening. Right, in the meantime, let's catch up with John Wright. What have you got, mate?
Yes, one of the interesting facets with the fielding side is who actually sets the field. Is it the bowler or is it the captain? Normally the bowler gets first chance. And if it works, he carries on. If it doesn't, the captain probably takes over, or the bowler's taken on.
Correct, yeah. I think with so much of T20 cricket being played these days, I think captains do not have time really to adjust the field. So I think the bowler's got to be the captain, I guess, right?
Yeah, especially the shorter format. And it can be tough for some young and inexperienced bowlers, especially in shorter format. Like, for instance, Shaheen Afridi, when he got hit for 4-5 fours in an over by Hazratullah, he was under pressure, he didn't know what was happening. And that's where you should, as a bowler, be aware of everything, what's happening around you, what sort of delivery you're going to bowl, and what sort of field you want.
Two runs in the over so far, so Pakistan make kind of a comeback. Another double put pressure on Afghanistan in this run chase. So Pakistan has done reasonably well in the last 2 or 3 overs. One down for 84. Pakistan a bit off the ball with the bat. Just 262 runs to defend. Were bowled out, in fact. Wonderful bowling by Nabi and Rashid. Dawlat picked up 2 wickets. Khan picked up 1 and in good fire. 84 for 1.
Short delivery, full shot, went straight to the fielder. He's off the mark, Hashmatullah.
So Pakistan on the attack. There's a leg slip in place also for that little pickle around the corner in case the ball grips and turns down the leg side. And that's a run saving plus a catching field. Pakistan's inability to pick wickets in the power play against England exposed the bowling quite badly. So in these practice matches they must look for a way really to make it happen in the first 10 overs.
And that's why the panic button was on for the selection for the World Cup. They lost against the Australians in Dubai, 5 games, 5-0, and then against England, all the 4 games. So definitely pressure was on the selectors, on the captain, on the coach.
The problem is if you start losing that it's very hard for you to make a comeback. You in fact don't know how to win a cricket match anymore. And I think that is what Pakistan were going through in the last couple of months. Have gone through.
I was talking to Michael Clark, I was listening to him. He was saying that we planned World Cup year and a half before the World Cup. The squad, probably these boys probably will be the 15. But in our part of the world, we decided day before, and we exactly did that. A couple of days before we announced the 15.
Shaheen Afridi has gone off. You see Hasnan in action. He's out there on the field. Hasnan, 87 for 1.
He should be in the middle bowling, Shaheen Afridi. He went for 34 runs in his 3 overs. Economy rate of 11.33. Other balls 4 over for 18. Wahab 2 for 21. Then spinners picked up. They've conceded 14 runs in 5 overs. He and Shadab.
Runs is not an issue. I mean, when you're looking at the bowling analysis, Raz, on these good batting services, you'll go for runs. I think the wickets column need to fill up as well to balance the act. I think that is where Pakistan need a lot of help.
And that's why England chased every 350 with ease. No problem whatsoever. The stat they just showed about the pace in 2019. The pace is at 140 plus deliveries, only 10%.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's the latest game plan of Pakistan, or whether we just haven't found anyone with express pace. Because fast bowling has gone out of fashion for Pakistan. It's just a lot of variations, maybe at times overdoing stuff. That's into the gap for couple of runs. Wahab Riaz stops the ball.
Ram, that variations are easier to bowl. In T20 format, I'm all for variation, but in this format, after the first power play till the 40th over, you as a bowler should be able to get wickets. And that's what's happening, especially the fast bowlers for Pakistan side. Medium pacers for Fahim Ashram, I thought was the ability to become the top all-rounder of the world, not just Pakistan. And he got dropped. He didn't bowl well at all. He couldn't bat properly.
Is that a thumbs up from Mickey? There's never a thumbs up from Mickey. He's always under pressure.
I don't blame him. But he looks in control, I think.
We hope.
Oh.
90 for 1 in 15. So this is the squad for the World Cup. Sarfaraz, Asif Ali going to join the team in next couple of days. Hassan Ali, Mohammad Amir, Shaheen Afridi, Babar Azam, Mohammad Hafiz, Mohammad Hasnan, Imamul Haq, Shadab is back in the side. Shoaib Malik, Wahab Riaz came back into the squad after 2 years. Haris Sohail, Imad Wasim and Fakhar Zaman.
Pulling at a good pace. We saw Rashid go a little flatter than Shadab, but he's different to Rashid. Obviously, Rashid is more quick through the air.
Rashid was getting adrift, so that's why he was unplayable today against the right-handers. The ball left his hand, it was going in, and then it turned like Shane Warne used to do. That's why he was so dangerous, Warney. He was the best ever, no doubt.
He's got a good wrong, and Shadab may use it against the left-hander.
Yeah.
Getting a nice bit of turn, just enough to keep the batsman honest. I think his real challenge was his fitness, and B, how good he would be with the ball when he comes on to bowl. He's ticked most boxes so far.
Attacking field set by the Pakistani captain.
Yeah.
Leg slip in place as well. But this is good cricket. This is positive cricket. He's creating pressure, especially the new batsman Hashmatullah and Rahmat. He's on 13 of 30 deliveries. Hashmatullah just walked out, 2 of 11. Required run rate has gone up, 5 and over now.
Afghanistan seems to have a plan, and plan is to play out 50 overs. If they have wickets in hand, they'll win this. So trying to protect that area, not to lose wickets, make sure that there's a partnership, just keep things simple. They've been given a head start by Zazai, so they can really work well now till the end. Make sure they pick the bad balls and put them away. So after 16, it's 93 for 1.
Pakistan have pulled us back somewhat. The spinners have done a good job. And now we have a bowling change. Hasman is introduced. 19 years of age. What an opportunity. That's good pace.
I was chatting to a couple of the West Indian players who played in the PSL, the last PSL, Kieron Pollard and Dwayne Bravo, and they spoke glaringly, or glowingly I should say, about this young man. Sharp he is in pace. It's been a little bit of an awakening for him on his entry into national cricket, but young.
Five games, 5 wickets, economy around 7. It's the thing about these World Cups. Someone always emerges, a new star. And when I say opportunity, Pakistan glaringly need someone who can bowl with pace, preferably the new ball, to get wickets in that first 15 overs.
attempted Yorker, it looked like. It's one of the things we did not see. Hazratullah, who went before, the big left-hander, just looked at the lengths bowled to him. It was short, understandably good length. Every time it was pitched on good length, it travelled. Yeah, cross seam.
Yes, it's a very important phase, even though it's practice for Pakistan, because things got away from them immediately. It was a great innings, that left-hander. So impressive, very strong. And Pakistan desperately need a win. Practice or proper, they'll take it.
What will be happening with Hazratullah is that teams around the world will be watching, they would be looking at this practice game and they'll be thinking, okay, that's where he hits the ball, that's the length that he hits from, and they'll be looking at options to bowl to him, to get him out. Didn't see a Yorker go at him today. They can go short as an option, take him wider of off stump. It's something that we can talk about maybe the next over, after the drinks break, because it is that time. 98 for 1.
We welcome you to Monday Night Raw. Get ready, WWE Universe. You gotta be kidding me! We are just getting started here. This is what Monday Night Raw is all about. Welcome everyone to SmackDown Live.
This is the land of opportunity.
SmackDown Live is the place to be. Nobody does it better. We do it right here on SmackDown Live.
UEFA Europa League final. Watch Chelsea versus Arsenal. Thursday, May 30th, 12 a.m. Live on 10 Sports. England versus South Africa. Thursday, May 30th. Coverage starts 1 p.m. ICC Cricket World Cup 2019. Live on 10 Sports. Cricket's biggest spectacle is here, where the whole world will fight to bring home the prestigious cup. But Team Pakistan's heart beats to only one tune. And the whole nation cheers to only one tune. Don't miss a single match of the 10 best cricket teams on the best channel for cricket, 10 Sports. ICC Cricket World Cup starts 30th May, live on 10 Sports.
Lovely ball striking from Hazratullah. 49 for just 28 deliveries, 8 fours and 2 sixes. Took a toll on the seam bowlers, the fast bowlers. Struck the ball cleanly and crisply. And then once Shadab Khan came on first ball, that was all she wrote. Good catch from Shoaib Malik.
What's going to happen now is that every team in this competition is going to be looking at that footage, the video analyst, the coach, the analyst. And one thing that's pretty obvious is that you do not want to give that particular opener any room whatsoever. So they're probably going to bowl into his feet, give him no room so he can't free his hands.
Yeah, shut up. The ball.
All the way to 6, it's a no ball as well, so there'll be a free hit. And the 100 comes up for Afghanistan in very important game for their confidence if they can get across the line.
It's just about to say how well he'd been bowling, and then out of the blue, not only a full toss, but another opportunity for a free hit. In the main, though, he's come on and bowled very well. Shadab certainly pulls things back. I have the feeling that in this World Cup tournament, the spinner in the middle overs is very important. And I'm looking at the sides who have good spinners in that area of the game. I think they're going to make a big difference, particularly on these benign, flat batting wickets.
Tell you what, West Indies would pay anything to have one. They don't have any, not wicket-taking ones anyway. It's one glaring weakness for them as they enter this tournament.
Well, even England, you could say that would be maybe, perhaps their Achilles.
Nah, they've got Adil Rashid, who's been brilliant since the last World Cup, and Moeen Ali as well. 106 for 1. Name. And this confirmation, Adil Rashid has the most wickets of anyone since the last World Cup. That's how well he's done in different phases of the innings for England. Rashid Khan is second. 129 wickets. That's how valuable a wrist spinner has become. Oh, nice shot. Lovely touch from Rahmat Shah.
These grounds are small. Such a fast outfield. Just a push.
John, the reason I think this is so important for Afghanistan is they haven't historically gotten as many chances to play against the more senior full member nations in recent times. That's understandable. They've only scored 3 totals in excess of 300 since the last World Cup, so that's something they'll want to get better at. They're not chasing 300 today, just to remind you. But Mohammad Nabi said, look, 270, 280. We feel if we can restrict any opposition to that, then we fancy that we can chase that. That's our, I wouldn't say it's our ceiling, but that puts it within their range. They've got that opportunity today, and if they can do this here against Pakistan in this warm-up game, it'll do their confidence the world of good.
Well, their chairman of selectors said at the start of the tournament he wanted his team to play inspirational cricket. Well, there's a review.
Umpire, this front foot, please. Yep, that's fine. That's front on, please. Okay, let's just run that one through. Looks like it's gone past the bat face. Can we have an ultra edge for me, please? Let's go back on field, please. Michael, I've got a flat screen here, flat line. Please stick with your original decision of not out, please. You're on screen. You're on screen.
Well, I find that review completely perplexing. I think you're right, though. Afghanistan, if they can chase him, against a team like Pakistan, it'll give them enormous confidence. Because I look at them and I think, bat first, 3 spinners, it may turn. And if we can post 250, 260, with our 3 spinners, we're going to give many teams a run for their money. They'll win 1 or 2. But if they can reverse that and chase, it gives them just another string to their bow, another... That's a superb shot. Very smart cricket shot. Maybe a little bit of inexperience. It's 115 for 1.
Pakistan were 94 for 3 at a similar stage. Is a good shot, clever shot. It's the type of shot he was trying to play when there was the review in that earlier in that over, just using the pace of Hasnain. Hashmatullah idolizes Kumar Sangakkara. His touch player, Wahab's back. And just a reminder of viewers who may not be aware, Wahab's last one-day international was actually in the UK in 2017 in the Champions Trophy. First game in Birmingham against India, where Pakistan was soundly beaten. He was injured, left the tournament. He's only now gotten his chance again. Says he has much to prove to his coach Mickey Arthur. Wants to prove him wrong. So 2.2 for 21 doesn't quite do it yet.
He's a decent cricketer, though. I had the opportunity to work with him last year on the Vitality Blast at Derbyshire. and he was impressive. He took responsibility, set his fields. Certainly when the ball gets old, he can make it reverse. And that'll be an interesting discussion. Chief selector and the coach, and there's another superb piece of timing and a pretty sloppy piece of fielding. Yes, in these early games, practice game, particularly for a big nation, the games you most fear against opposition that are not quite so fancy. And you want to win those games because the pressure just keeps heaping on you. That's definitely down leg side. It's a lucky break, but it's one Pakistan will take. They need every one of those. They need a spell now where they can go bang bang with 2 wickets, perhaps get Afghanistan 4 down and get back in this game.
Most welcome breakthrough for the bowler, for the team. Ahmad Shah goes for 32, 119 for 2. Samiullah Shinwari is the new batsman, replacing Mahmood Shah.
Here's the dismissal. As a batsman, it's one you hate. It's a bad ball. Didn't really catch up with it. Probably a little quicker than he expected. One Pakistan badly needed, and they need another quick one.
Yeah, batsman hai Bobby.
120 for 2. Ahead of the game at the moment, Afghanistan, Pakistan were 100 for 3 after 20 overs.
Afghanistan are well ahead of the game. They're winning it easily. If Pakistan are to come back, they need at least 2 or 3 wickets quickly.
Could be close, that. Did he get an inside edge there? He must have gotten an inside edge. No review left. But rare sighting of a Yorker.
And no review. And it doesn't look like there was any bat involved at all. Yes, there was. Bish, did I detect a hint of in-swing in that last delivery? 95 miles per hour. It's quick.
Well, it's interesting how he's mixing it up. A number of deliveries he's holding cross seam. And that last one, the seam was down the line like this one will be. Yeah, might have just be drifting in there, and that last one as well. Very little, but just enough at high pace, 149 kilometers per hour. Often wonder, and I haven't worked with Wasim today, but I often wonder with Wasim and Waqar. Waqar was coach of Pakistan for a couple of stints. Wasim has been in and around the team at different times, involved in the PSL as well, and no one bowled Yorkers consistently or as consistently as those two. And I wonder what the legacy is, whether Wasim is here so someone can throw the question at him, what does he need to do to extend that legacy?
I think anyone around the Pakistan team has a responsibility to keep that information going, to encourage younger players to learn off past players who can help their game. What better two people to talk to?
Yeah, I'd be keen for Waqar and Wasim to continue. I'm sure they've tried to continually look to help this young kid, help him to understand those lengths, how to execute those lengths, because this kid's got the pace. It's a skill. Nasser Hussain was bemoaning the lack of Yorkers in the last series. That's an attempt at one that's way too high. 1-2-2 for 2.
And the second bit for Toyota GU63 FCV, both of those bits were off Road, and then there was also instructions so to straight away with the Audi GU10 LKV, a Toyota GU63 FCV.
Wahab's taken one wicket, Shadab has taken the other. Nothing for Mohammad Amir yet. Should be a couple of runs. That's more like it for Afghanistan. Some energy into the innings. It's that rotation of strike. That's fine. It was 10 to 20. You saw the fall of that wicket. No ball from Shadab. So there needs to be and I'm sure Phil Simmons would have sort of imparted that knowledge, get busy, run in absence of boundaries.
These two bowlers in tandem, the first time looked to me like they've got something to work with. They've both got pace. Wahab, in all reality, is probably just a little short of a run. From the other end, you've got some real pace. And it may be just one spell. Is it one spell, Bish? Is it a wicket? Is it a rhythm? Is it a performance?
Yeah, I think when I look at his PSL, 17 wickets at just under 20, economy rate just under 7 as well, so he's had a good PSL some time ago, but it'll just take a little bit of confidence, as you said, and that might come from a wicket or two, which will just help him to get into a better rhythm. Because I think he's at his best when he's flying into the crease, when his run-up is brisk, the energy is there. And I wouldn't like to say he's upset, but slightly angry, which causes his adrenaline to flow.
And the other thing we've probably got to take into account, I don't know if all the wickets in the World Cup are going to be as flat as this, but this certainly is a batting flat wicket.
Tell you what, they can get flatter. Less turn. Trent Bridge the other day. Slip is in. On 27 for 2.
Equation looks simple enough for Afghanistan, but although it's not the pressure of a World Cup proper match, I still feel a little bit as the score gets closer. Always a nice feeling to take a big scalp. Lovely drive before that, right out of the middle.
Oh, this is a beautiful stroke. Really good timing, placement's perfect, no movement whatsoever. It's in the slot, put away beautifully. So you play a cover drive right there.
Yeah, the middle of the slot.
I like him over the wicket. This is a better approach of that field. Captain's kept the man at slip, so that angle across the left-hander. Just get that pace up.
Double best.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, again, there's that little, just a little bit of movement across the left-hander. Good batting surface. You just got to find ways. See him roll his fingers across that as well. Just look at a movement, any sort of variation.
Chance, is it? No. Wide of third man and away to the boundary for 4. Wahab Riaz cannot catch up with it.
once again, looking for that short delivery, but on this occasion, too much width. Up and under, he plays this well. Gets it quite square. So Riaz down at third man, can't get there.
$35 for 2. Well, everything pointing towards a good performance from Afghanistan at the moment. Managed to keep Pakistan in check for the most part, then picked up wickets late in that batting innings. Bowled them out before their 50 overs was up. They've got the chase off to a very good start. 80 for the first wicket in the 12th over, sorry, when they lost their first wicket.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to hit that line and length consistently enough, Pakistan. I think about the series against England when they, batted really well, but once again, I feel like we're getting bits and pieces. We're getting a good over or a good 4 balls, and then you're getting 2 short wide ones, or the attempted bouncer, or a no ball front foot. It's just the 1%ers at the moment Pakistan bowlers aren't doing. And it makes such a difference. It takes momentum and rhythm away from the batsman. You can find that boundary last ball of the over. You go into the next over confident. At the moment, against Afghanistan, I just feel that, they're 6 and 7 out of 10. They haven't been able to put a couple of overs together.
Yeah, I talk about that England series, and quick bowlers struggled right throughout, not just at the start. She struggled at the back end of the innings as well. There's a lot of talk about not being able to hit their Yorkers. So this was practice yesterday. Hassan Ali there, Shaheen Shah Afridi, and today Hasnain has managed to get a few of those Yorkers in place. Not consistently enough, but that's what they're looking to do, looking to finish off the innings at the back end with the Yorkers. They didn't do that. They didn't execute against England. But when you don't pick up wickets at the start and through the middle, then the batsmen are just able to move around the crease. They can manipulate the bowlers more so because you've got top quality batsmen facing those last 8-10 overs, and that's the biggest problem.
Well, I think that's a great example of the variations and the communication with the captain. So to me right now, Pakistan are looking for wickets. They need wickets. Why don't they say, right, for the next 3 overs, we're going to go with just that. Exactly what we practiced yesterday and the day before. We're just going to go Yorkers like it's the last 5 overs of a game. 1, because you need to practice it under pressure in a game, but 2, with you see there what they're doing at training. They're trying to hit the stumps every single ball. And that's one of the things that I'd be really interested to see today. How many balls have actually gone on to hit the stumps if the batsman didn't hit it? A lot of they've bowled with a lot of width. They've bowled a fraction too short. So work on that now. Say, rightio, for the next 3 or 4 overs, we're just going to go Yorkers at the stumps and try and rip some pegs out. $24 gone, 137 for 2.
been a smallish crowd in. Pakistan fans and Afghanistan fans. Their fans have been out in a few numbers here in Bristol today, supporting both sides. Imad Wasim, left arm orthodox. Boundary riders on the leg side, 3 of them, one at backward square, deep mid wicket, a long on, and then a cover point on the boundary. Well, talking Yorkers and bowling, who better to continue that with than Ian Bishop? Bish?
I can think of several people better to talk about it than I am. But I was listening to you guys and looking at Hazratullah and the way that they bowled him today. When it's been short, he's gone at over 200, 160 on a length, in the slot 133. And the one ball I was thinking to myself that we hadn't seen to him was that Yorker from these phenomenal Pakistan bowlers. New ball and all of that, so it's a little bit harder, but I just thought I might have seen 1 or 2 being tried, which it was just noticeable by its absence. So when I listened to you guys just now, it sort of just illuminated that in my mind.
Yeah, and I know that anyone that's listened to Ian Bishop or myself talk over the last couple of years about any form of white ball cricket, the disappearing Yorker, it's just, I mean, look, it's not an easy ball to bowl. We've always talked about that simple fact, but it's underused.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Dooley. I know in 2015, the World Cup, it was one of our major plans to a lot of the dominant batsmen through the World Cup. You know, Brendan McCullum in the final, Mitchell Starc. Our plan was to bowl like it was the last 5 overs of the game. And it is hard with a brand new ball, but the advantage you have as a bowler while the ball's new is there might be some movement in the air as well. So I think, again, it's one thing to practice at training, but you've got to have the courage to come out and try and execute it in a game. And I just think for the Pakistan quicks, they can do it. We saw in that footage at training yesterday, they're hitting the right length, their line's spot on, it's hitting the stumps. Now in a game under pressure, that's the time you want to be practicing in. That's what these games are for.
Yeah, and you talk about deliveries hitting the stumps. What have we got? Let's count them up. 9%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 deliveries hitting the stumps today from the seamers.
Yeah, nowhere near enough. You nearly want it the other way around. You want, particularly when the wickets are good, you want majority of the balls hitting those stumps. 140 for 2.
Yeah, quite incredible, isn't it? Those numbers, 91% missing the stump. So you're not even bringing LBW into play.
Yeah, why I say you want more balls hitting the stumps is because, again, on a flat surface where there's not much movement, if the batsman misses, you want to hit as a bowler. Bring in LBW, bowled, and all the dismissals. You can set a field today. If you're bowling straight at the stumps, you can bring your fielders straighter. You might say, okay, you want your bowler hitting off stump, then you've got an offside dominant field. Attack middle stump, you can have an extra man on the leg side. So the captain then has options as well in regards to setting his fields.
That is a shot of quality. Placement, timing, everything about it.
inside out on this occasion. Gets that front leg out of the way. Allows him to hit that ball through the offside against the spin. Really good balance. Look at that head position down, looking at the ball.
Go on, Shady.
How important, Michael Clark, when you're looking at that shot, is getting that back leg sort of out of the way as well, so your hips are turning around?
Yeah, spot on, Dooley. Well, sometimes, you know, you care so much about your feet, but sometimes they can get in the way. So the key is to get your feet into a position you can swing the bat through the line. Have a look at that. So the front foot's got to be wide enough from the ball that he can free his hands. So the back leg for momentum. Again, you're looking for your momentum to go in the direction that you're trying to hit the ball. So by opening that back foot up, spreading it, clearing the front leg, that allows him to get through the line of the ball and hit it to where he wants to. And always harder against the spin. You know, you open up so many angles if you're hitting with the spin. When you go against it, it's so much harder. That's why you see a lot of players with shots like that get bowled through the gate, because they try and hit it too square or they don't get their front leg out of the way. I think of the likes of Brian Lara, Sourav Ganguly. They were brilliant at that inside out over cover. So skillful, such a tough shot as well.
Oh.
147 for 2 with that wide. Yeah, just thinking about those players. You mentioned one off Mike. Gautam Gambhir, one of the better players of spin. From an Indian point of view, VVS Lakshman. Mostly along the ground for VVS.
Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, Sarfaraz, come on, boys. They want something to happen. 148 for 2. Played. Will they push for 2? I don't think so. No. No need at the moment. They're doing it quite comfortably here. Afghanistan, just 4.78 required.
Yeah, look a little flat at the moment, Pakistan. They need a wicket, they need a breakthrough. Partnership building, captain's looking for options. Who do I bowl? I like that he's mixing it up. He's trying everyone. He's giving the spinners a go. Leg spin, off spin. Part-timers. Rotated his quicks. He's searching for a wicket.
Bagat.
Ahmed Amir, just caught a glimpse of him stretching, just warming up perhaps.
I think Sarfaraz has got to have someone here that he goes to generally. I think the good teams, the captain has that one bowler, you know, that he can always go, and he's searching for a wicket. He goes back to that bowler and they find a way to get a breakthrough. That's what Pakistan need right now. Another over down, 149 for 2.
Every time I take this back.
Just the confirmation that Afghanistan looks so far in front at the moment. Ooh, interesting selection meeting. Wasim, can you still bowl? Would you want me to come over the wicket or round the wicket? What would you like me to do? I need 2 slips though, please. Inzamam ul Haq there. Right of screen, Mickey Arthur, the coach, of course, left.
An amazing bowling brain, doesn't he? Wasn't just so much to give, you know, and I think that's probably what Mickey Arthur's doing there, trying to get as much information, knowledge, help. 2 great players right there, that's for sure. Why wouldn't you? You know, they're here. Wasim's here commentating. It's a great opportunity for not only the coach, Mickey Arthur, but you think the players. He's around the game. Every single bowler should be spending as much time as they can with him. And even batting, you can learn so much as a batsman from the bowlers. I think someone like Glenn McGrath helped me so much through my career with my batting from a bowler's perspective.
Well, I don't think it's any secret that the best sides in the world, when they're at their best, have the best bowling attacks. And that combines because if you're facing, as a batsman, if you're facing your bowlers in the nets all the time, you're coming up against Warne, McGrath, Gillespie in your time, you know, a little bit later on. The great West Indies sides in the late 70s, 80s, they're facing the best bowlers in the world at that time. So it stands to reason that you will be better as a batsman.
The other thing as well, you get knowledge. So when I was a youngster trying to work out my own game, I remember asking Glenn, you know, how would you bowl to me? How would you try and get me out? So his knowledge is power for me. You know, it allows me to assess my weaknesses and my strengths and work on those. Again, you got Wasim Akram around the ground. I'd be using him as much as possible. End of the over, 152 for 2.
Yeah, World Cup winners, of course. Those two, 1992. Inzamam ul Haq, he broke New Zealand's hearts at Eden Park. 67 of 32 deliveries, I think it was, in that semi-final. 60 off 37. 60 off 37 in that semi-final.
No scars there at all, do we?
Was in rehab for a year. Wasim Akram, no one will ever forget those deliveries to Alan Lamb and Chris Lewis around the wicket, taking it away from Alan Lamb, nipping off stump. Chris Lewis, next ball, wide of off stump, darting back in to knock the stumps over again. Rameez Raja taking the catch. I remember that, watching Rameez charge around the ground after taking that catch off the last wicket of that match. Was it Pringle? Garrett Pringle or Illingworth? Wonderful scenes though at Pakistan win, of course. That's a nice shot too. Lovely. Using the pace of Ahmad Wasim.
You're batting well, batting really well. This is a great shot. And just that angle from left arm around the wicket. Drift too straight, drifting in, no spin. Very good execution. Little ramp.
call is 2. Fakhar Zaman quickly off the fence and a good throw. Five from the over, 29 gone. It's 157 for 2. That was a very fine century from Babar Azam today. Didn't get a lot of support though from his fellow Pakistan batsman Shoaib Malik with 44. Put on 103 for the 5th wicket. Mohammad Nabi was outstanding, as was Rashid for Afghanistan with the ball. And now just 106 more required from 126. So 5.5 per over. Firmly in control here, Afghanistan. Pakistan need wickets. Certainly won't do Pakistan any good if Afghanistan do manage to win this game. They're on a losing streak. That's 10 in a row now. It equals their worst losing streak in ODI history. Got to find a way to get out of this slump that they're in.
Just looking around the field, it just seems like they're just waiting for a mistake. No real fieldsmen in catching positions. Plenty of men on the boundary. I think they're just hoping Afghanistan makes some errors here. Smart batting, good use of the feet, good strike rotation.
Oh, it's in the air and it'll race away for 4. An element of risk, he gets away with it.
Again, courageous shot. 2 men behind point. Hitting with the spin though. On this occasion, the extra bounce probably helps get the top edge. Get over where a slip would be. That races away.
The other way. Very clever. Back-to-back boundaries.
Brilliant batting. Absolutely brilliant. Both ways. First on the reverse, and then the paddle. He's played this so well. Again, it's nearly a Yorker. He does it really well. He picks it to Rongan. Gets his hands into such a good position. It allows him to get it on the full. Just. Pick up another boundary.
Not this time. Not this time. Looking for 3 in a row. 30 overs gone. 167 for 2.
Here's a look at both in the reverse. Firstly, a bit more risk there, but look at this. Nice touch. Again, such a skillful shot. To be able to do that both ways.
Well, 7 bowlers tried, very little success. Ahmad Wasim in tidy, but it's wickets that are required, not economy at the moment for Sarfaraz.
He's given all of his bowlers a go.